in the day, and that's right. The Last of Us Part 2 has officially been announced, and I'm telling you guys right now, I was so excited when I actually got to see that trailer. Like, I mean, I was freaking losing my mind when I saw it, because I had done something yesterday. I was a part of this big parade and stuff, so I wasn't home at all. And when I got home, I saw that the video was on YouTube. I clicked on instantly, and man, oh man, that I wish I did a reaction video for that. Like, if I'm being honest, like I was so excited when I actually got to see that. But anyway, moving on into what I actually want to talk about here, I just want to kind of give like my overall thoughts on what we saw. Maybe just talk about what the game could possibly be about and stuff. Which I know there's probably a lot of videos out right now about that, so I'm gonna try to keep it interesting. But this is just gonna be kind of it's gonna be kind of a free for all in a way. I'm not really going to talk about anything serious in this video of what we've seen, and pretty much I'm thinking this game is going to be good. Like, I think this game definitely has the potential to retake the place from The Witcher 3 as my favorite game of all time. 'Cause The Witcher 3 actually did steal that from The Last of Us, the first one. But The Last of Us 2, Part 2, this game could do it for me. And there's a bunch of different reasons, but before I get into anything, just let me say I'm sorry if you guys can hear the PlayStation in the background, working on setup and stuff, so forgive me for that. But anyway, getting into what we've seen here. So pretty much we see in the trailer, let me just talk about the audience. Like, the audience, I loved how everyone was sharing like my reaction. Like, I freaked out when I realized it was Ellie, because when you kind of see her hands at first, you can't really tell. You can't even really tell if it's a guy or a girl. But then you just see Ellie's, you see like the bottom half of her face, and you hear her voice, and like I just freaking lost it. And then you got to kind of see the blood trickling down her face and stuff. And I know a lot of people thought that maybe she got bitten, and that's why she had all that blood on her, like area and stuff. A lot of people actually did think that she got bit, but that was not the case. As you can see at the end of the trailer, it was actually a small little cut she has on her forehead now that she just got. So yeah, like there's a lot going on in this trailer. There's a lot of small stuff. Like I said, this is going to be kind of messy because I'm not really doing anything special here, but I'm just giving you guys my thoughts. One thing I want to talk about is the window in the background, and I'm actually talking about the window you're seeing on screen right now. There was kind of a callback to it in the trailer, like in that little room. That was totally a callback to this window. I feel like I don't really know what else it could represent besides, kind of showing how nature is taking over and stuff. But like other than that, I don't think it has a deeper meaning. But it was really awesome to see that window. Some people are going to say it's just a coincidence. They don't really think there's anything significant behind that. But that window was set up way too... Just the way that window was set up, it was way too similar. It has to mean something. Like, so, yeah, we get to see Ellie. You get to see that Joel taught her guitar. That was something that was talked about at the end of the first game, or towards the end. And then a couple things I want to talk about, just to give you some background here for those of you who didn't watch the interview. In this game, Ellie is 19 years old. So that means it's been at least 4 or 5 years. No, at least 4 years. It's definitely more around closer to 4 than it is 5. And the reason I say that is because in the Ellie were traveling for about a year. Because like they started in the summer and they made it all the way like the first game ended in spring. So they started in summer, did a full rotation through fall and winter, and they made it to spring. So yeah, I definitely do think that it was about a year by the time that they finished out, and Ellie should have been turning 15 or already turned 15. So it's really awesome to see that it's a couple years later, but it's not that much longer later, which makes things interesting because there's still a lot of stuff that's fresh in that case. Like for instance, I know a lot of people are saying you're fighting the Fireflies in this game. We don't exactly know that, but it definitely is possible because it's still kind of fresh. Ellie recently, Joe recently killed their leader and like stole Ellie, so that's definitely a possibility that they're still out there looking for her. It's only been 4 years. They're probably still around. They were armed pretty well, and we know that Joel didn't kill all of them. So, but yeah, but the only thing is when you look at these dudes in the trailer, they're not wearing the Firefly uniform, and that's the thing you gotta look at. If you remember, the Fireflies had a uniform in a way. Like they usually were wearing green, or they were wearing yellow clothes, stuff like that. And they also really kind of carried themselves as like a militia attire. They had like that military look to them. So none of these guys in the trailer looks like a Firefly to me. So I think that this might be a different faction that we're seeing for the first time. We do know that Ellie wants to find and kill all of them. So this story is going to be more about hate and revenge. Like, these dudes did something. I don't know what they did, but Ellie hates them. And that's really interesting. That can lead us into a bunch of different things. Like, is Ellie becoming a bad guy? Kinda, in a way. Even though in a world like this, there's no such thing as a good or bad person. Like, now I definitely don't think she is, because obviously this probably has something to do with revenge. One thing we have to speculate, that we can speculate, is that something probably happened at Tommy's, because they made it there at the end of the last game. So why aren't they there anymore? So that's kind of interesting to see. And holy crap, I skipped one of the big points in this trailer, is that the characters are still Joel and Ellie. A lot of people did think that there was a possibility they were going to switch the characters completely, or by the time we got to this story, or in this game, like, Joel would be too old to really play a part in the story. But like I said, Ellie's only 19. It's only been 4 years since the last game. So Joel at this point is only he has to be in his either super late 40s or early 50s. So because at the end of last game, he was in his late 40s. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be more in his early 50s here. So he's still in the action. They've already confirmed that we're playing as Ellie in this game. But that doesn't mean, keep in mind that doesn't mean that this game won't be like the last one, where Joel still plays a massive part in the story. Like, you could still have Joel there playing a massive part, just like Ellie played a massive part throughout the last game, even though you only got to play as her for about one chapter. And I do think we are going to get to play as Joel. I think they're going to have something in there. Who knows? They might not, because, maybe they want to leave that behind. They want to push the series forward with Ellie as the main character from now on. But who knows? We could possibly see Joel as a playable character in this game. Now, obviously, it's a story trailer. We haven't heard anything about the multiplayer. So yeah, there's that. I hope they still do multiplayer. I hope it's just as good as the first game. Can't wait to see what happens there. Next, I want to kind of talk about, like, I just want to talk about the name for a second, because too, well, it's not, but it is. It's like one of those kind of confusing things where you know they meant something more by saying that. Why didn't they just call it The Last of Us 2? Well, I believe Neil Druckmann in the interview, he said something along the lines of it's kind of a continuation of the story, and it's like when you put this story with this other story, like if you put this game with the first game, like it builds a bigger picture, you know, and that's why they called it part two. It was something along those lines. I might kind of butchered that, but it was definitely something like that. And I think that says a lot. For instance, I think that kind of opens up the possibility for a part three. Who knows? I think it's possible. Now, there's a lot of stuff, like I said, that people are speculating at the moment. People really want to know what's going on with this game. Now, here's just a theory I heard, because I know a lot of people were saying that The Last of Us 2 was going to have something to do with a pregnant lady. Like, there was that one picture in Uncharted 4, that one poster and stuff, and a lot of people were saying it's going to be Ellie's mom when she's pregnant and stuff. And when you go back and look at that picture, if you go back and look at that picture, I can't remember how it looks exactly, but I do think it looks similar to the way Ellie looked in this trailer. So I'm kind of thinking, what if she was pregnant and something happened where these people killed her baby? That would be kind of crazy. Like, that would be a really awesome way just to throw like that hate in there that Ellie has for these people. And that's all I'm really going to say for this video. I know this one was kind of messy and all over the place, while I'm kind of busy right now. So if I can, I'm definitely going to be trying to do some smaller videos on this, kind of talk about some of the small details that are possible, just kind of answer some questions maybe. I would love if you guys can leave some questions on this video, or just leave your thoughts down below in those comments, just so I can comment on them. I love building off of different ideas and stuff. But that's all for this right now, really. I'm super excited that The Last of Us is back. We're probably not going to see it until at least 2018, and even then there's still a little room for doubt. But I definitely can't wait to play it. Like, I can't wait to see gameplay. I am going to be loving every second of this ride, because the first Last of Us totally earned the respect, and this one is going to earn it even more, I think. So yeah, that's all for this video. For those of you who want some Walking Dead stuff, keep your eyes open for that later today, and I will see you guys on the next video. ZFR out, guys.